For the next hour, deepen your shade of green. This is the Shades of Green radio show, featuring the latest in technology, money-saving ideas, legislative updates, and all things green. The Shades of Green radio show is presented by the Green Alliance. Now here's your hosts, Paul Ira and Stan Hannell.
Good morning. This is Shades of Green radio show on KDWN 720 AM in Las Vegas. Our show is produced by Green Alliance of Nevada and sponsored by NV Energy, and I'm your host, Paul Ira. Today we have Annette and Stan in studio. Good morning.
Good morning, Paul.
We're going to be talking about the upcoming Green Gala. We've got the Green Gala is coming up this week, May 19th, 6 to 8:30 at the 650 South Buffalo Drive. Tell us about this a little bit, Annette. Just give us a little lean in.
Sure, absolutely. So we're thrilled to be holding our second annual Green Awards Gala, which is exciting for the Green Alliance to be able to be presenting awards to all of the leaders in the state of Nevada who are really, really driving sustainability through their programs, projects, efforts through their organizations, or even individuals who are showing leadership in this, basically the subject matter.
In case we have some new listeners out there, maybe you should tell us a little bit about who is Green Alliance and how can people become members?
Absolutely. So the Green Alliance is a nonprofit organization with a mission of creating awareness about going green and everything that has to do with sustainability. We serve basically as an alliance, just such as in our name. And with that, we basically are the hub for other organizations, like-minded organizations who are out there doing great work throughout the community. And also, it's a place for businesses that are also serving the community or have products that are around going green to network and come together and learn and educate. We have professional education throughout the year. And then what I think is really cool is it's a place for individuals like you and I and to be able to come together and get behind a movement. So the Alliance is made up of many different levels of entry points, whether you're an organization, company, individual, municipalities, whichever. We've been fortunate we've been founded in early 2000. It was 2001, established ourselves as a nonprofit organization in 2008. So we're finishing our 10th year of being a 501c3. And we've just had great success throughout the years through our own programming, but also through supporting others and their programs. And so that is why we feel that the awards gala is something special, because we do get to see what everybody is doing out in the community. I mean, we've had many of those folks here on the show, Shades of Green, and it's our time to recognize them for the effort that they're doing and all the accomplishments that they are actually achieving.
Well, before we get too deep into the awards, a little bit more about Green Alliance. Some of the events that you've had, or that we have all had in the past, including some of your quarterly lunch or breakfast events. Tell us about some of those and what might be coming up soon.
Sure. Well, like you said, we have those that are annual, and then we have those that are monthly. As a member, we have monthly or semi-monthly mixers or luncheons or breakfasts with the idea that we're going to find a venue or a speaker that's going to educate even our own members and friends of our members on what's coming up, whatever the topic might be. That's the most recent, most topical subject matter that folks need to be educating them on. For instance, over the years, there was a lot of solar activity. We made sure that we created awareness about what were some of the legislation that was going on, not just through our monthly events, but when we started to produce this show, Shades of Green, we also use this as a communication channel so that we can communicate to the community. We're basically the conduit from what's happening in legislation to those who are listening and who attend our different events. We all just finished Green Fest, which, as we know, is our stellar event of the year, and it's
how many booths? Like 160 booths altogether in that.
Well, when you count everything, it's right around 150.
Wow, exhibit booths.
Well, in fact, this year we had to go buy more booths.
That's right. I remember we had.
That's a good problem to have.
About 10 more tents there we had to put up. Yeah.
And and we just continue to have an incredible number of attendees come through, and it's a lot of fun. It's now become the annual Earth Day event that our community
for Southern Nevada.
Yeah, it's on their. They mark their calendars. It's the event to go to for Earth Day, and it's a lot of fun. So we just finished it, and next year will be our 10th year of doing Green Fest. So it'll be big celebration.
We're
plan to have a lot of fun next year with that.
Well, we've had it at Summerlin, downtown Summerlin, for how many years in a row now?
So that was our fourth year.
Fourth year.
Yeah.
So it seems to be getting tied in nicely with other events. I enjoyed walking around to the farmers market this time. And the last year, there was a big farmers market, as well as the, what was the bike?
Tour de Summerlin. That's a big bike race.
The year before last,
And the health gathering there as well. So a lot of people came. The kids have a lot of fun. It's really a great event. Be sure we see you out there next year. How do people learn more about Green Alliance and get maybe signed up as members? And again, membership can be anyone from housewives, kids, students, to corporate executives.
Right. So the best way to learn about us is to go to our website, which is greenalliancenv.org. Green Alliance NV, as in Nevada.org. We have all of our programs are represented on their website, and so they can learn a little bit more about each one of them. We have professional education, as you know, that we educate realtors, lenders, builders, contractors. Appraisers are especially important to us right now throughout the year as well. So that's just an ongoing. And in fact, that's our foundation, is educating the professionals, so that as new technology comes along, everybody is on the same page and at the same level.
Thanks, Annette. And we'll talk more about Green Alliance and the Green Gala when we come back. We'll be right back at Shades of Green. Back to Shades of Green on KDWN 720 AM. Today we're talking about Green Alliance, Green Fest, and Green Gala. For those of you who might want to call in and ask questions, our number is 702-257-5396. That's 702-257-KDWN. So, Annette, we were talking about how people can get involved in Green Alliance and what Green Alliance is all about. And give us a little bit of history on Green Alliance, when you started, and some of the board members we've had over the years.
Sure, absolutely. As we were talking about earlier, we were founded in 2001. So we've been doing this for quite some time, and that's where we got the saying, we were green before green was groovy, because we were definitely out there, talking and campaigning and creating awareness about going green.
Right. And Nevada Energy Star Partners was the original name. You were working on the Energy Star
Exactly.
standard.
Yeah. So how we started, we partnered with the United States Environmental Protection Agency in their National Energy Star for New Homes program. I mean, that was our single focus. That was the one initiative that we were, we came together to help create awareness about. And how we achieved some great achievements were we basically created a coalition to begin with. And it was a coalition of home builders, marketing folks, energy auditors, people that were already in the industry. And we asked them all to pull together some funds so that we could create our very first campaign.
And to show how well that's worked, how many Green Star homes are
Well, the Energy Star program,
Energy Star homes, I mean.
It caught on really fast. We went from 17% consumer awareness to 90% consumer awareness about the Energy Star for New Homes program. We went from 91 homes back when we started to now over 110,000 homes in Southern Nevada.
So we're having an impact.
Yeah, we have an impact. We have the formula, and that's where what I like to say is we know how to create awareness by assembling certain You know, certain.
Yeah, the Southern Nevada Home Builders have been Association has been awesome. You know, they've done a lot.
Yeah, in fact they were original partners in this effort. But
Greater Las Vegas Association of Realtors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so once you get the
26 builders came to the table.
Wow.
And started building Energy Star homes during the peak of during the boom when we had like 26,000 homes being built a year.
Wow.
76% of those were being built to Energy Star. It was unlike any other marketplace in all of the United States. So we've been able to be kind of used as an example to other markets when they're trying to drive their Energy Star program.
So my point was going to be that not only did you have this effort and it's done well, then you move on to you have all these homes. So then you have to start educating the realtors too, so they understand what an Energy Star home or a green home looks like. So there's a lot of classes you've held for real estate agents. Myself, I'm a green home sales guy.
Exactly. In fact, you've been in some of those.
So I actually presented, I think at one time, got up and spoke with Eric. And it's good stuff. A lot of the realtors are advancing their career because they're becoming green certified realtors. Talk about that certification a little bit.
Sure, absolutely. And myself being a realtor, I have the pleasure of being the instructor for the green designation for the National Association of Realtors. And we saw that it was really important because we had these beautiful green homes, but how do you properly sell them? You know, how do you properly position them to be elevated again next to a home that isn't energy efficient or green? And so we do educate them with a green designation. The appraisers have a certification through the National Association of Appraisers as well. So there's now what we're finding are certifications for the professionals. What we like to say is connectors between the end user, which is a homeowner, and the product, which is the home. Now we have realtors, appraisers, lenders learning how to lend money for an energy efficient home, how to appraise it properly, and then, of course, how to sell it and properly too, and get the most out of those homes. So that's important to us to continue that education.
We have a caller on the line with a question. Bernard, are you there?
Yes.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Good morning. I'm from Chicago, Illinois.
Great. What's your question, Bernard?
My question is I live out in the country on a small farmette, and there's a very large property around me, a couple thousand acres as far as farmland is, and they rent it to farmers. And the person who owns the property now wants to rent it to a large-scale solar farm. And my question is, do you know anything about those at all, or what happens to the property that's located right next to it as far as property value, if it plummets, or what the deal is with all that?
Stan, you got any input on that?
Yeah, that's at a corporate level. We work a lot with rooftop solar, so that definitely enhances the value of the home when you put rooftop solar on a home. In your situation, yeah, it's that's interesting. I guess that would get into zoning and a lot of issues around that. My feeling is, in terms of affecting the environment, it should be a net benefit to the community. Usually when they install those, if it's done properly, it should be aware of the local environment. Basically, being next to it, that it's, I don't think there'll be any pollution or anything coming out of it that will affect you. It's just basically the sun striking these silicon-based electronic
panels
and making power that way. Then the power has to be gathered and distributed, so there'll be some power lines and some electronic boxes and things like that. But it sounds like it's a good opportunity for your community. Do you know if the utility is harvesting that or if it's going out to the local?
As far as I'm going to the board meeting in 2 days for the zoning. They're going to change it to like a special purpose loan or special use loan, and change it to industrial. The problem I'm having with it is the fact that I live out in the country, and that's why you move out there,
right.
Scenery and everything like that too.
Yeah.
And to have large scale, these gigantic PV panels all around you.
Right.
That's my problem. It's because to me it's a concern as far as the inverters themselves, which make noise. When they're transferring the energy coming in from DC to AC and all that.
You might have a little buzz, but it shouldn't be too noticeable.
If you're any distance from that, you're not going to hear it.
Right. I have a question for you, Bernard.
What's that?
Do you know? I have a question for you. Do you know if you will be a recipient of that clean energy?
Are you
No,
part of
I
the
don't know
microgrid?
anything. I pretty much didn't get any information whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I went online, and the state of Illinois has no guidelines for that. I guess the board themselves, the county board, has to make their own guidelines. What kind of buffer zone, things like that. How far from the next residence to them. But as far as property value, I look at it as I'm worried about that because, if it's all around you, you're pretty much seeing just glass and steel.
Right.
And the only ones that are going to benefit from it would be, the town that's far from me and the landowner and things like that. I mean, I'm all for going green, but it just seems like they're so huge.
Yeah, I think if you look at it as harvesting the sun, as if the owner was to put a farm there and harvest vegetables or that sort of thing. We have an example here in a rural area of Nevada. Here, it's up by a town called Pahrump. That's about 50 miles northwest of Las Vegas, and they did they're a co-op utility, so they share the power,
And it was
so
very beneficial to the community.
And they did build it environmentally friendly. They actually even
Bernard,
where
if you
the
want
tortoise
to,
is there.
if you want to stay on the line, we have to go to break now, and we can talk about this some more if you'd like to hang on.
Sure.
And we'll be right back to Shades of Green on KDWN. And we're back to Shades of Green on KDWN, 7:20 a.m. in Las Vegas. And we still have our caller on the line. Bernard, are you still there?
Yes.
Great. Hey, first off, you've made us think a little bit and discuss this during break, so we got some good information for you. We'd like to find out how you heard about our show and how it is as you called in from Illinois.
Well, I just listen to the show pretty much every day. Lori Ingram and Rush Limbaugh and things like that. So it just kind of flows right into it.
But are you living in Las Vegas or are you in Illinois?
No, I live in Illinois.
Wonderful.
Interesting. We didn't know we were broadcasting border to border. Coast
Yeah,
to coast.
Streaming.
it's out here. You sound pretty good. It's pretty clear, too. So.
Well, that's great, Bernard. We appreciate your question, and it's a great question, and it did get us thinking. And so we've got a couple of people. Annette, you want to tell him about that? We need to get your contact information off the air so we can send you this information.
I do. So
Yes.
I'll tell you, we were discussing your situation, it being that it's a little bit unique. Like, for instance, we talk about rooftop solar. We do know that having rooftop solar adds value to a home. And likewise, a building itself. We do know that if you are in a community that has community solar where each of the residents are being able to be served by that solar farm, that increases the value. What we don't know, for example, is if you are living near a solar farm or utility scale solar farm, how it impacts your value. So what we are going to do is connect you or reach out to some of the experts in real estate appraisal. There's a gal by the name of Sandy Adamatis who lives in Florida, and she's basically written the book on residential green homes and how to appraise them. And I text her over the break, and she says that she's going to look into it. She doesn't have any knowledge that she can answer right this very moment, but she's going to look into it. And so what we thought we would do is offline, we'll take your number, and then we'll just make that connection for you, if that's okay.
Yeah, and the thing is that's the problem. That's why I called, because all the information I've done, it's so new.
Exactly.
It's not solar PV farms, the large scale of them. They're new. So I researched for the last 15 days, and I can't. I can only find if you're a quarter mile away, things like that, but nothing within 100 feet, 150 feet of you, and it's just it makes me nervous because. As far as the inverters, too, I looked at, you got 45 decibel that goes about 200 feet that you'll hear. And the thing is, it's not a natural sound. It's a humming. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, is there – I don't know really much. There's really not much not out there at all.
Yeah. And that would be
– and it just makes me nervous. So.
And when you go to these community meetings, you should ask, you're in your right to ask the installer what are, the environmental effects of it. If you do live, within that vicinity. So, yeah, definitely follow up with installer and get it in writing, even if what you think.
And the thing about that is there's a lot of good people go green. I understand it. It's just unfortunately that it's very lucrative too for certain individuals. So when you ask questions, it's kind of
right.
Well, it's the greatest thing ever. Then you find out it's not really good.
Right. You want to make sure they're not hiding anything from you. So it should be as transparent as possible. And it's great that you have those questions and can bring them up to the community during the community meetings. That's really good.
It is.
Thank you so much.
I think
I appreciate it.
we commend you for doing your research.
And thanks for listening that far away. Appreciate it.
Definitely.
Have a great day, Bernard.
Yeah. Thank you.
Great question. And,
Really good question.
Making us think here. It's good they get us out of the box a little bit.
Right. And in fact, what we'll do, Paul and Stan, is we'll bring Sandy Adamatis onto the show, a future show as well. And so maybe these are some of the unique questions that we can then have her answer.
Back to Green Alliance. Did we wrap that up? We were talking about some of the past events you've had and those kind of things, and I think we may have covered that. I don't know if you've exhausted it. Do you have anything else you want to say about that?
I think we covered. I think what I recommend for listeners, if you're interested in learning more about the Green Alliance, is please do visit our website. And again, it's Green Alliance NV, as in Nevada, .org, and we showcase all of our different programs, how to get involved as a member. If you're looking for an organization to sponsor, being that it's a 501c3 nonprofit organization, we're always looking for community support so that we can continue our great work within the state of Nevada as well.
Thanks, Annette. Tell us a little more about why is Green Alliance producing the Green Gala event?
Well, as we talked about earlier, we feel that we are the organization that has a lot of insight on these wonderful companies, organizations, individuals doing great work, many of whom we've had on our radio show here. And so we want to be able to recognize them. They deserve it. They're out there paving the way for others. They're companies and individuals who are just passionate about this subject matter. They're doing a lot of research for us. They're doing a lot of research and development, and they're just going for it. And they're the leaders, and we want to be able to have a special night for them and thank them for everything that they're doing.
That's great. And again, it's being held at Opportunity Village, May 19th, 6 to 8:30, and that address is 6050 South Buffalo Drive here in the Valley of Sun and Sin, Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's an Opportunity Village, which is also green and powered by solar, which is kind of fun. And the chef there is going to prepare a very delicious dinner.
So there'll be food. Tell us about the food.
Yes. Well, you have your choice of salmon, chicken, or vegan. And it's just going to be, prepared by the chef that's on site. And she's taken a lot of care in this because she knows that we're very, sustainable-minded and green-minded, and she's making a healthy meal for us.
And who's our MCs and guest speakers?
So Rose McKinney-James is going to be our MC, and she's with Energy Works. I don't know if you know who she is, but she is just a powerhouse.
Anybody that's been involved in anything green in this valley knows who Rose McKinney-James is.
And she's a lot of fun. She's a hoot.
She's a great speaker.
Total personality.
At, national events. She does a lot for the community when it comes to sustainability.
Yeah. She's on the board of MGM too, I think.
We're lucky to have her because she has a very busy schedule. And again, she's always just wonderful as a presenter. So she'll be emceeing the evening. We also have a guest speaker, Debby Donaldson, who has written the book Superpowers 360, 365, which is all about our superpowers. We all have them, right? And so she's going to be our inspirational speaker for the evening.
Yeah, and Debbie also has a tremendous background. She was a former publisher of the Las Vegas Business Press for 20 years, I think. So she really knows the business community inside and out, and always interested to hear her talk about what's going on in the local community.
Right. In fact, she was even the producer of the Green Awards before they dissolved the Green Awards. And that was the other thing. We felt that one dissolved. Let's pick up the baton and continue forward with the great work that the RJ did.
So we have great food. We're going to have entertainment, and will there be drinking there?
There'll be, of course. We always have spirits. We don't have an event without a little bit of spirits.
A little bit of spirits. That's all good.
and some entertainment. I heard something about a jazz quartet. Possibly.
There's possibly going to be a jazz quartet as well. Yes. But there'll be definitely, some raffle items and prizes that you can win.
Raffle items. Did I hear raffle?
I know. That's your
I always
your
win.
thing.
Let's focus on that when
You
we
are
come
the
back to
winner.
Shades of Green on KDWN. We'll be right back.
I don't know how you do it, but you always do.
We're back to Shades of Green on KDWN, 720 AM in Las Vegas. Our show is sponsored by Green Alliance and of Nevada, and also sponsored by NV Energy. We're talking about Green Gala today and Green Alliance and becoming a member and everything. So go on greenalliancenv.org and become a member and learn more about this great group. So we're talking about Green Gala. Let's talk a little bit about what are the different awards being given away. We've given away the Rob Donaldson Award in the past. Tell us about these awards, Annette.
Sure. What I'd like to do is just quickly go through the list of the 10 awards and the recipients and those that will be awarded on Saturday. But then I'd like to come back and talk a little bit about a couple of the special awards and why we've named them what we've named them. So we're really excited to be able to present the Arnold Lopez Lifetime Achievement Award to our friend, Assemblyman Chris Brooks. We also have the Rob Dornson Environmental Hero Award being presented to Craig Rosen. We have the Sustained Excellence Award being presented to NV Energy. Community Green Building Legacy Award being presented to the UNLV William F. Harrah College of Hospitality. Green Homes and Neighborhood Award being presented to Lennar Homes. Community Leader in Green Schools being presented to Garden Farms Foundation. Community Volunteer Leadership being presented to Howard Watts III. Transformers Award being presented to the City of Las Vegas and their partner RTC of Southern Nevada. We also have the Innovation Award being presented to UNLV's Solar Decathlon team. And then the Triple Bottom Line Award being presented to Win Las Vegas. So you can see this is a very impressive list of award recipients, and we're excited to be able to present it on Saturday.
It is. It's going to be a great event. So we've got a new title for an award this year, the Arnold Lopez Lifetime Achievement. Tell us a little bit about Arnold.
Yes. So those of us that have been in Nevada, and I'm speaking statewide Nevada, know Arnold Lopez as just being a champion of sustainability. He is super special to us as the Green Alliance because he was one of our co-founding members back in 2001 and has served on our board of members for over a decade before he resigned in 2013. He worked for NV Energy. He was the director of their conservation department for years. That's how we met. And then he moved on to be a director of their economic development department. And being such a special friend of ours, he was, personally, he was like a confidant to me. I used to call him a brother from another mother because he was exactly like that. And, we played words with friends every night, and he was amazingly competitive. And it was just a great loss last year. On May 16th, he passed away. So we have now named the Lifetime Achievement Award after him. And so on Saturday, we will be presenting to his family. His entire family will be there at the event, and we get to present the very first inaugural award to them. And then, of course, Chris Brooks is the first awardee to be receiving it. So that's very near and dear to our heart. We also have a special award called the Rob Dornson Environmental Hero Award. Rob, 10 years ago, going on our 10th year for Greenfest, was truly our inspiration for Greenfest. He, myself, and Tracy Skenendorf, if you remember, were the first, the founders of Greenfest. But it was Rob's vision that really inspired the two of us to go forward with creating the Earth Day event, which has now grown to be, what it is. And Rob, we lost Rob several years ago now, I think it's 5-6 years ago, to ALS, and we created this award under his name, and Craig Rosen will be the recipient of it.
Right, and Rob had started Evergreen Recycling. It was one of the first recycling businesses in this area.
Exactly.
And then it was bought out by Republic Services, and now it's a big part of their program.
Yeah, so their recycling is a huge business now, and single stream recycling, cutting edge technology, and all of that.
And their facility's
thanks
phenomenal.
to Rob for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Robotics.
Kicking that ball down the field a little ways.
So these are very special people, and again, these were the folks that were green before green was groovy, and it's, they're just very near and dear to our organization. We want to make sure that their legacy lives on through our annual awards ceremonies.
Well, there are several of these that I find very interesting, like Community Leader in Green Schools, the Garden Farms Foundation. Those folks do great work over there with the Clark County School District.
Right.
Over 100 schools now.
It's like 120 or something like that I heard them say.
Over 120 schools have farms in them now, which they work together with Green Our Planet to get that done. Great work they're doing there, and great educational opportunities for the children at those schools.
Yeah, what a concept, and I'm so glad that we're teaching the youth how to garden and how to. I mean, that's sustainable, right? We've just kind of lost that over the last few generations.
Yeah. What I like is
and it's re-entering.
There's so much more to it than just gardening, because they're learning about construction, they're learning about planning, they're learning about commerce, nutrition, how to sell food, how to go to market with food.
He was even bringing history and math into it, right?
So it's a full STEAM organization, or a STEAM program supplement, if you will. So it's really great for those schools. And then, of course, we would be remiss without mentioning our now famous UNLV Solar Decathlon team getting the Innovation Award. I'm excited about what those people have done over there. Great work they've done, and they've achieved very high level of success.
They really have, and we're proud of our UNLV Solar Decathlon team. This is the second time that they've gone on to the finalists and have just come home with all sorts of awards and recognition. And under the leadership of UNLV staff, and even they even have mentors as professionals within the community as well. Right. And one exciting one is the Green Homes and Neighborhood Award. Lennar Homes has been definitely another one that just has 100% commitment to sustainability, both in energy efficiency, water efficiency, indoor air quality, through the way that they build their homes. But now 100% of their homes comes with solar. And that's national.
100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when you buy a Lennar home, and
do you have that option, or is it just automatically?
It's a standard feature.
That's amazing.
Which generally will cover about 50 to 80% of the energy needs of that home.
Right. So it'll pay for itself over time.
So, that's a big statement for a builder to go out on the limb that far and say, "Hey, this is how we're going to build. If you want one of our homes, it is powered by clean energy." And so kudos to Lennar Homes.
Right. I think they have their own subsidiary called SunStreet Group.
They do.
That is based on turnkey application for getting solar on the roofs.
Yeah. So SunStreet is basically their subsidiary solar company that does the installations for them.
That's right.
But again, this is a national campaign. They've been doing this for at least 3 years now.
Right.
And now that solar is back here in Nevada, they've also implemented it here.
Yeah, and they were instrumental, I think, with the governor's new energy industry task force. They were involved in that and helping make
Jeremy
recommendations.
Was involved in that, and so we're excited to be able to present that. I think that's again a good model for home builders. It shows leadership, and they're definitely deserving.
So again, Green Gala is coming up May 19th, and it's at 6:30 to 6 o'clock till 8:30. It's at Opportunity Village at 6050 South Buffalo Drive. And thank you for listening to Shades of Green this week, and keep it green out there. And we'll be back next week. This is Paul Irie, your host on Shades of Green. Have a great week.